One of the AN peeps asked me in the AN Facebook group whether or not using PB2 or powdered peanut butter was a good idea, especially for weight loss. Today I'm diving into why I never recommend powdered peanut butter, especially if weight loss is your goal, in today's video. Alright guys, if you're new to my channel and you don't know who I am, my name's Autumn and I'm a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's in nutrition human performance. On my channel, I'm typically talking about the science-backed and holistic methods that you can use in order to achieve your wellness dreams. So if you have a wellness goal in mind, make sure you subscribe. Now there's three main reasons why I never recommend powdered peanut butter. The first, it's a highly refined product. Refined foods by definition are stripped of the original nutrients that were in that food in the first place. Now, especially when we look at peanut butter in the powdered form, this is pretty obvious because peanut butter is not typically in a powdered form. Now, the reasons that you'll often hear powdered peanut butter is better is because it contains namely less fat and less calories. Now, with this low calorie, low fat pitch with PB2 or the powdered peanut butter, it fits perfectly the bill of the low fat, low calorie option for weight loss, if that's what you're following. Although, as I've discussed with a multitude of videos, most recently with this one right here, cutting fat and cutting calories and counting calories is actually actively working against your weight loss goals. Not to mention, nearly every time we refine a food, the product generally gets worse. And there's so many examples of this through history, like with white flour versus whole grains, or with super refined sugars versus just plain fruit. Generally speaking, refining a product makes it worse for your health and your weight loss goals. I personally like to err on the side of history here, and I generally avoid foods that are highly refined and unrecognizable from their original food source. Number two, it's completely stripped of satiety. Because PB2 or powdered peanut butter is completely stripped of that fat, you're also completely missing out on one of the main benefits that peanut butter has, which is making you feel full and satisfied. This is hugely important for weight loss for a number of reasons. First of all, fat causes the secretion of the appetite suppressing hormone cholecystokinin or CCK, and this helps in shutting off hunger, which, as I think all of us can agree, is a really important aspect for weight loss. If we're hungry, we're more likely to dive into the types of foods that aren't going to support our goals, like sugars and very processed starches. Incorporating fats and less sugars also helps our body to switch over to that more sustainable source of energy called beta oxidation, where we're actually burning fat as fuel. When we don't have fats in the diet, those fats are generally replaced by carbohydrates, which do not provide that hormonal level of satiety. This can leave you feeling dissatisfied or hungry or both. States of hunger, especially if you're using a long-term calorie restrictive semi-starvation protocol, causes the body to crave those really easy digestible and fast forms of energy with sugars. And these sugar-dense foods that we start to crave cause the release of insulin, which is our storing hormone, and that completely blocks lipolysis or fat breakdown. By removing the fat from peanut butter, which is what these powdered peanut butters are doing, you're increasing the risk that you're going to be hungry, crave sugar, and cause that spike in insulin, which is actively working against your fat-burning weight loss goals. Number three, the added sugars in powdered peanut butter. Now, PB2 or powdered peanut butters don't typically contain a lot of added sugars, but it's still something to consider because not only are powdered peanut butters completely stripped of fat, which is that satiating type of food, it replaces this beneficial fat with sugar, the exact food that actively works against your weight loss and wellness goals by stimulating insulin. Now, each person has a varying degree of if they tolerate peanuts or peanut butter in general, so this is actually the most important factor to consider. But in terms of which peanut butter is better for your weight loss goals, if it is something you tolerate, PB2 is completely out and natural unsweetened peanut butter is in. If weight loss is your goal, I highly recommend you check out these other sneaky healthy food items that are actively working against your goals right here. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love the science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out with new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right guys, thanks so much for tuning in and I'll see you in my next video.